ladies, Chef Hesh, Kickazz.com. I've got this beautiful 3-pound, look, it's huge, 3-pound pork loin. I actually bought 10 pounds of pork loin the other night, but I cut it into 3. So it's about 3 pounds. I'm going to roll this out, bash the crap out of it with this rolling pin. Then I'm going to stuff it with stuffing, baby spinach, bacon, and balsamic vinegar. It's going to be great. I'm going to rub it down with 2 types of mustard. Head Country, remember, if you can't get this, let me know. I'll get you some. And of course my Zatarain's Cayenne. I love this stuff. A little bit of salt and pepper, that's it. It's going to be absolutely delicious. This is where it gets a little tricky. How are we going to unroll this? Quite simply. Start about 1/4 inch from the top. Go all the way through and make sure to sharpen your knife. A dull knife is a dangerous knife. About 1/4 inch from the top. We're talking depth here. Fold it. Look at that. You might have to take a couple cuts down this way. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice, but if you can see that, I'm not sure if you can. I've got, 1/4 inch here, and that's about twice as large. We don't want that. We want this as evenly cut as possible. Give it a nice little shallow cut. Just on the end here, just a little shallow cut. Why? Because this is the fat side. You can see. See that fat? Yeah. Nice little shallow cut. Then come back from the other side. A lot of people are going to be like, what? The other side? Yeah. We want to cut through the meat, not the fat. Nice shallow cut. Once again, we want 1/4. Sometimes you'll wind up with a 1/2 inch, but that's okay. This is just you cooking. Just get it right. It takes practice. It's not something that you can just decide to do one day and do. It takes a little bit of time. And that's okay. This is just us cooking. Roll it out. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the prettiest thing you've ever seen. But that is 3 pounds of pork loin ready to be stuffed and rolled. And you're going to love this. At this point, what we're going to do is season it and let it sit while we both done our baby spinach, throw in our bacon, add our balsamic. After that, we roll this sucker up, throw them in the oven, bake them. And then we eat. You're going to love it. Oh, absolutely great. Once we've got our beautiful pork loin seasoned and cut up, rolled out, season it with whatever you like. I used some very simple stuff, salt, pepper, cayenne, Head Country, and you saw me do it. Let this sit, because we've got other work to do. We've got the stuffing here that we've already made, obviously. We've got this baby spinach. Absolutely delicious and completely inexpensive. I took the time to make some bacon earlier. I'm going to take this bacon and this spinach, and I'm going to wilt down the spinach using my balsamic vinegar and crumble in some bacon, then mix it with my stuffing, and I'm going to use that to roll up inside of this beautiful, beautiful 3-pound pork loin. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Oh, wait, there's more. Remember the mustard? Yes. Oh, we're going to use mustard and brown sugar. This is Always Save brown sugar. I got 2 pounds for about $1.50 today. Buy this. It totally works. I'm going to make a glaze in my handy dandy little bowl here. Every 15 minutes, I'm going to put a little bit on top of that. Oh, it's going to be so good. Mustard and brown sugar, classic. Wait to see what happens next, because you're going to love this. I've got my skillet over here, ready to go. It's already preheated, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but I reserved the bacon grease from cooking the bacon. Why? Because it tastes great with spinach. Stuffing and, well, the actual bacon. Who doesn't want that? If you don't, let me know why, because I don't understand. At this point, we're going to take our handy little knife. Just open that sucker. It looks like a lot of spinach. It really isn't. This wilts down so quickly and tastes so fresh and delicious. Just take the whole bag, dump it in. Make sure that your skillet is thoroughly coated with your bacon grease, because, well, that's what you want. See, look at that. That's just a ginormous amount of spinach. Well, no, not really. It looks a lot bigger than it is. It's going to wilt down very, very quickly, and we need to pay attention to this. Why? Because we need to add our bacon and our balsamic, like we've talked about. Give it a little shake. I'm going to take this bacon and just use my hands and just crumble it up in there. Why? Because it's delicious, and you should do it too. And then I'm going to add it to this, and I'm going to take a fork and stir the crap out of it. I might use my hands. I'm not sure yet. Let's just see what happens. I've got some tongs here that you know, are very, very handy. And I'm just going to toss this around a little bit. Oh, look at that. See, it's already wilting at the bottom. This is why you want to toss it. So you can make sure that every leaf is just coated with that wonderfully delicious bacon grease, fat, whatever you want to call it. See, we've already got some coming here. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. See this? They're trying to escape. Never, ever let them escape. Oh boy. This is going to be great. You know what? I think we're missing something. What might that be? Oh, balsamic vinegar. Oh man. A lot of you might think that balsamic vinegar is very bitter because it's vinegar. You smell it. It does kind of smell like an Easter egg or something. Oh no, no. It has a very nice sweetness to it. This particular brand, Pompan, it's oak aged. So, yeah, it's got that vinegar smell, a very rich taste. You can almost smell the oak. Ah, lovely. This is actually in part a sweetness. You would think vinegar, how does vinegar make something sweet? Well, balsamic is sweet. Just add a little bit to your spinach as you're wilting it. You're not going to regret this, I guarantee you. Just put a little bit in. We don't need a whole hell of a lot. Just enough to see, just enough to taste, and we continue to wilt. These are only going to take a few minutes, and between the bacon grease and that balsamic vinegar, oh man, this is going to taste absolutely delicious. There are two more things that we want to do before we're done. The first thing that we're going to want to do, take some salt. I know, vinegar, bacon, you might think it would be a little acidic and salty and just too much. No, add it. Why? We've got all this pork right here. That's a lot of pork, trust me. Add a little bit of salt. See, not too much salt. Once you've added your salt, get your bacon, crumble it up, just with your hands, just mash that. Bacon explosion. Oh man, you're gonna love it. Oh yeah. We got about 10 pieces of bacon here. I had to eat a couple just to test, you know, to make sure it's not poison or something. Take these, crumble them up, right into your beautiful, beautiful balsamic spinach bacon grease amalgamation. I mean, I don't know what to call that other than delicious. You can see here I've got my bacon, and I'm literally just going to like rip it apart. Just like that. Just shred this stuff up. You can't go wrong here. Just grab it and rip and tear and just throw it in there. Oh boy. This is going to be awesome. See? Yeah, your hands get a little bit dirty. Totally worth it. Oh. Absolutely worth it. And, I mean, you can get bacon for a couple bucks a pound, so why not? Flavor on flavor on flavor. That's the goal. That's what makes things kick ass. See what happens next. Now that I've got my spinach completely wilted and bacony and good, I just went ahead and mixed it up with my stuffing, which is just your standard pork stuffing with bacon and spinach and balsamic vinaigrette. Oh, we need this to cool. We don't want to put this in hot. It's going to cook the inside while we put this in the oven, and we don't want that because now we've got two different ranges of temperature. No. We don't want that. While this is cooling, we've got time to take our little bowl and our mustards and our brown sugar, mix them up. I'm also going to be using some salt, some pepper, some head country, and I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to use it as a glaze every 15-20 minutes or so. This is going to take about an hour and a half. I'm going to just baste some over the top. Why? Because it's going to be absolutely delicious. So I'm going to start. Right here, I've got crowning touch. You probably can't get this unless you're out in the sticks like we are. Horseradish mustard. It's literally just brown mustard and horseradish. I'm not going to tell you how much to put in there. This is up to you. This is you cooking. I just bought this today. Oh, that smells great. This is a best choice. It's kind of a generic brand. It was like $2. But it smells and tastes absolutely delicious. Add some. You're not going to regret this. Olive oil. Why would you add olive oil to like mustard? Lubrication. Just a tiny bit. It also imparts a very, very nice flavor. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I generally very lightly salt, but generously pepper. A rub like this. Head country. If you have not tasted this stuff, it's amazing. We don't need very much, just a little bit. Go ahead and stir that up. Oh yes. It looks like a weird mustardy paste because, well, it kind of is. But I guarantee you, this is going to be delicious, especially with our stuffing and our spinach once rolled into this beautiful pork loin. Essentially at this point, what you want to do, I've got a nice Lodge ceramic pan here. I've just coated it with oil. I'm going to put a little bit of head country in the bottom. I already have some. I don't know if you noticed that. Just a little bit in the bottom. We're going to kind of like roll this around a little bit once we're done. Now, I could use a spoon or some tongs to stuff this thing. Nope. Hands. Why? We got to get down and dirty. This is Kickazz Eats here. We're making this with our hands. Grab some. Look. Yeah, I know. You're not to wash your hands after this, but I guarantee you you're going to love it. Plop that down there. You want to kind of spread it out. Not too thin, not too thick. So you're going to have some stragglers. Throw them back in the bowl. You want that spinach. Oh yeah. We're going to go about 2/3 of the way. We don't want to cover the entire thing because we still have to roll this. We want to use the thin side, which would be this side, to kind of cover it. We're sealing it like an envelope. We're essentially making an envelope of deliciousness here. And, oh boy, it's great. Keep it away from the edges. We want about a 1/2 inch away from each edge. Because we're not trying to have it gushing out and just overflowing with the stuffing. Because, well, we're wasting stuffing at that point. I mean, who wants to waste that? You want to eat this, trust me. Once we're done, very simple. Roll it. Look at this. It takes a little bit of practice. See, I'm already losing some. But that's okay. Just stuff it back in there. Roll that until you get that last itty, oh, well, that's coming with me. That last itty bitty little flap here that was trying to get away from me. Fold that sucker up. Now, you want seam side down, always. And the beauty of this is, if you notice, I've got my fat side up. When I cut this, I made sure the fat side was down because I want this fat to drip down. I want this fat to permeate the meat. I want to flavor this meat with the fat, with the stuffing, with the bacon, with the spinach, with the head country, just everything I've done to it. Oh, I want it to just permeate this meat. It will be so moist, so delicious, that you're just going to be doing backflips in your front yard. I mean, last time I tried it, I broke my leg, but we'll talk about that another time. At this point, I'm going to salt this. And then I'm going to take that beautiful mustard, and I'm just going to rub it over the top. That's it. Salt, mustard, maybe a little head country, because that stuff is amazing. And throw it in my Lodge, and put it in the oven. Ha! Who's not going to like that? I know you will. Oh, wait a minute. We talked about brown sugar earlier, didn't we? Yes, we did. Brown sugar in the oven is going to caramelize. And it's going to caramelize real fast. So, because we're going to cook this for about 1.5 hours, but we're going to baste it every 15 minutes, we want to wait. We're going to do 1 coat of just the mustard. Then we're going to add our brown sugar, mix it up real well, and every basting after that, that's when we add our brown sugar. Because we don't want this to taste like candy. We're going to lose the flavors from our spinach and our bacon, our salt, our head country, like the mustard. It'll change the flavor. Aha. But once we get that first coat done, it's going to add a layer of deliciousness that is just going to blow your mind. I know, I've got stuffing on my hands and spinach and all that stuff. Don't worry, I wash my hands. So, I've got it salted. Give this a little mix. Oh, look at this. Now, here's another messy part. I'm going to take all of this ooey gooey mustard and I'm going to just massage this sucker. Look at that. That's all you need. Boom. I'm going to add a few teaspoons of my brown sugar to this mustard mix and continue to baste this as it cooks. But for now, this is all we need. Oh, look at that ooey gooey mustard hand. Oh, delicious. Yeah, oh my lord. Between that and the stuffing, you're going to love this. I'm going to go ahead and set this sucker right into my little Lodge pan, which I love this brand. That's why I keep bringing them up, because I love them. I'm going to stick this in the oven, and I'll show you how to add the brown sugar. You don't really need much, a couple tablespoons. Mix it up, baste it every 15-20 minutes. Cook it for an hour and a half. We're good to go. I'm going to make some dinner rolls. Cut this up after it's rested. We've got some really nice stuff. My fire roasted corn, my green beans. Just throw them on the side. I'm probably not even going to eat them, honestly. I'm probably just going to eat this pork because we've got a lot. Oh, so delicious. But in the meantime, I need to wash my goopy hands. So, I'll see you soon. Thanks. We've got our beautiful, beautiful mustard sauce. One of the things that you want to do is, after our first round of basting, add a little to your mustard. Oh, we've got a combination of mustard that is absolutely delicious. All I'm going to do is take some brown sugar I showed you earlier. Nice and cheap. Absolutely delicious. Literally, throw it on your mustard, mix it around. This is super simple. You've got this. Oh yeah. Oh, that smells absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Beautiful. Now, oh, tastes wonderful. Make sure not to burn yourself, which I am quite well at doing. When you pull this out, just pull it out. Oh, look at this delicious pork loin. Look at that. Oh, it's already crisping up just deliciously. All I'm going to do is take my spoon and put some of this sauce over it. That's it. Nice and simple. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh. Wait till you try this. Oh, you're gonna love it. I guarantee you. Look at that. We're cooking this fat side up for a reason. We want the fat to cook down through the pork. You want the fat to impart its flavor upon the rest of the meat. And in the meantime, we're just going to help it along a little bit with some of our mustard and brown sugar mixture. Boom. Throw it on top, stick it back to the oven, cook it to temperature. It's kind of like set and forget. Once you've got it rolled up with your stuffing and your spinach and your bacon, you just kind of throw it in there and let it cook. That's it. Oh, wait till you see what happens when we cut this open. Oh my lord. It's going to be delicious. Absolutely. You're going to love this just as much as I do. I hope. Well, assuming you make it. I mean, you really should inexpensive, absolutely delicious, and it really doesn't take a lot to pull off. So you can do this. I know you can. Let's cook. It's been about an hour and a half. Look at the size of this giant rolled stuffed pork loin. Oh my God, it is ready to go. You definitely want to try this. Amazing. We've got our mustard sauce that we put on top. We glazed it a couple times. I added a little bit of brown sugar. Oh boy. At this point, we let it rest. We can't cut this up right now. Why don't you want to cut it up? Because it's just going to spill all over the place. We want to make sure that it is absolutely delicious, moist, and tender, but not just gushing out all over the place. We rolled this up, and as you can see, it's more than twice the size it was when we started. So we're going to let this rest for about 10 minutes. And it already has our vegetable, it's got our stuffing, it's got bacon, it's got the glaze. We're pretty much ready to go. One thing that I am going to do, roasted, fire roasted corn and green beans, butter, pot. I'm just going to heat it up, throw it on the side, and we're going to call that good. Yeah. Do it. You'll love it. Wait till you see how this looks when it's cut and plated, which we're doing next. Oh my Lord. I think I made a little bit too much tonight, but that's alright. I can turn this into a soup. Yeah, you wouldn't think. But I'll show you how to do it. See what comes next. Oh, remember, stay foodie.